Hi! So I'm coming to you guys with a makeup editorial because I wore makeup today and I came home and I washed my face. But I didn't do a thorough job. I'm gonna wipe it with a baby wipes. And this is Pampers and these wipes work amazing. Um when I wipe it with this, I will definitely have all the makeup off my face. And then we're gonna get started, guys. Mr. Birdie's over there, guys. Because they're like, where's Mr. Birdie? We don't care about him. You guys don't love me anymore. Let me show you guys where Mr. Birdie is. There's Parakeet. You guys don't love me anymore. You guys don't even care about me. You guys like, where is Parakeet? There is Parakeet up there in the air. Where Parakeet belongs. I gotta know. I'm gonna be ordering. I'm gonna be ordering a what do you call it? Uh, a cage holder. Ouch. Tomorrow I'm having my stitches removed from both my ears. Not looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to vlog if my doctor lets me. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it because, that's part of my healing process. So, as you guys can see, I had some makeup on even though I washed my face. So now that I have all makeup off, see, Kiki, Kiki is up there. You guys see Kiki? Kiki's up there. Ping, 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 ping. So let's get started, guys. You're gonna grab your moisturizer of your choice. A vital part of doing your makeup is making sure your face is moisturized. So you can do it with or without moisturizer. I always moisturize my face. To each his own. And if you grab too much, you want to just wipe off whatever you don't need onto your skin. They can always use some lotion. So, and then your hands, and then your face, so that you don't have too much. That definitely gets off the axis. So let's get started. Now that we've moisturized, we're gonna start with now that we've moisturized, we're gonna get started with priming our face. And um we're gonna get started with priming our face. The primer that I will be using, you're gonna get your primer out. The primer I'm using is this primer. And this is the amount I'm gonna be using. Your primer should last you a really long time. Your primer should actually expire on you, if anything. As you guys can see, I've been using this container since the beginning of December, the ending of December, and I like primers where I like primers with I forgot what you call it. Um, I forgot what you call it. It has to make it like really silky. I forgot what you call it. There's two type of primers. I forgot what you call it. I'm not even seeing the name right now. So let's get started. Um, I'm gonna be using my NYC Parfait. So I left the camera, so you want to shake it really good so that it mixes. This is the color. This is my NYC Smooth Skin Liquid Makeup in the color 677 Nude. So you want to shake it real good to make sure it mixes up really well. And then I'm just going to apply it to the back of my hand, like so. So once you got the desired amount, I need more than this, but just as starters, I'm going to use this amount. Grab your brush and start blending it in. As you guys know, my I can't find a complexion to fit me, so I go ouch, my ears. I go 2 shades darker. I mean, the next shade that is the next shade up from the one that's like the lightest one. I go the one that matches me but is too light. I go the next shade up from that. So you want to go 1 shade darker than your skin, then 1 shade lighter than your skin. I mean, to each his own. I've seen some women look absolutely amazing, and they're wearing. So I will be using my BB cream, Maybelline BB cream, pure BB cream. This is really good for people who have acne. Um, this has salicylic acid in it, and it says that it's 2% salicylic acid treatment. So while you have on your makeup, it's still treating acne, which I think is amazing. I've been dying for a brand like this. I don't have acne personally, and I don't struggle with acne. However, I've been dying for a brand like this because I feel like if you have acne, you shouldn't not be able to wear makeup. You should be able to wear makeup as well. So then I'm going to apply it all over my face. I'm using my L brush. I'm gonna show you guys the one that I just recently washed. I'm gonna show you guys. I like to apply my makeup in a circular motion, as you guys know. So once you got your face covered with an even layer of foundation, you wanna make sure you cover your neck. I do it as if I'm going outside. Whenever I do a makeup tutorial for you guys, I have a lot of new makeup products. I want to show you guys my new storage. So at the end of this video, since we're watching Kiki, I'm going to show you guys my new storage of makeup, how I'm storing my makeup now. And well, make sure you turn your brush this way so you can get your nose as well. And I go in a circular motion. Want to cover your whole face. You don't want makeup to go in your ears, but you do want to get this little part of your ears. You guys see this little part of your ears that's on the edge because it could differ. You don't want it to differ in colors and look weird. So, like when you're having a foundation, people are looking to see, what imperfections you left out. So now I get off the Access foundation that I applied. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. You want to make sure you have a paper towel handy to get off the Access because you always put on Access, as you can see. Then you're going to wipe off whatever you have on the back of your hand. And now we're going to move on to highlighting, grabbing my NYC Smooth Skin 677 Nude again, and I'm applying it to the back of my hand. This really hurts, guys. Like, it really hurts a lot. Like, I'm looking at my hand knowing it's going to be black and blue. So you want to grab the amount you need to highlight. Or you can use a powder if you choose to use a powder. I um I want you guys to see my highlight. This is what I do daily. As you guys can see, my face now matches my neck and my arm. So you can see it's now my complexion. It's still not exact, but it's as close as I can get it. I know some of you are like, it's still not exact. It isn't. But it's as close as I can get it with foundation on. It's still darker than me. I haven't found a company to sell my exact shade, and I don't expect to find my exact shade. So I'm cool with that. I just do this. And that's good enough for me. Even if I try to airbrush, this is gonna be the same exact what I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna get my exact. It's either gonna be a little darker or a little lighter. That is the two things that make up. You can look perfect, but it's never really perfect. It's only close as you can to your complexion. So after you've contoured, I've highlighted now. Now we're gonna move on to contouring. You're gonna wipe off whatever excess you have on the back of your hand. Clean your brush a little bit. Grab the powder of your choice to set your highlight, and I'm using my NYC 720 Naturally Beige from Smooth Skin to set this. I know you guys are still like my voice is really low. Hopefully I get my voice back soon. And like your voice is so low, it's not sounding like you. I know, I'm sorry guys. It should come back soon. You're my best friend. So once you set, as you guys can see my contour now. I'm sorry, my highlight. We're gonna move on to contouring. I am using the Cream Shop. I don't know exactly what brush this is, so all I know is that it's from the Cream Shop. But I'm not even gonna use. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one, the Cream Shop. You guys see this? The Cream Shop. But this is how it looks. It's really firm, so it's not. It's like for applying concealer. That's what it feels like because it's really, really firm. So, or like a glitter base. So it's the perfect brush ever. So for contour, I'm using my NYC Eyebrow Cake Powder in the color ECP02 Dark Brown. And this is from NYX. And I'm going to use the darkest brown. As you guys know, there's a lighter brown here. And that's the darker brown closest to the wax. So I'm grabbing the darkest brown. You're my best friend when I'm in need. Come rescue me. I need you back. If I never needed you before. Then you want to blend out your contour. So just blend, blend, blend. It's gonna take a while because this is not my normal brush. My normal brush is more fluffier, so you can take your actual finger because you need a fluffiness to blend out. So you can just take your finger and blend, 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 blend. You're my best friend, and I will stretch my hands to you. Come with me. So once you got your contour blended out, you guys can see, you want to blend, blend, blend. Now you want to bronze your face. If you're going for a more cut crease, you would use a more fluffier brush, just a more firmer brush. So this is going to be absolutely amazing for applying my glitter, my pure pigment that I'm going to be using for the first time with this first time brush. This is my first time using this brush today. I used it earlier this morning and now, so it's absolutely amazing. Now I'm bronzing with my 740 Bikini Contest. This is still considered contouring, by the way, guys. Wet n Wild 270. This is still considered. So I'm using my e.l.f. Professional Total Face Brush, and um, I'm just applying bronzer to the outers of my face, as close to the hairline as possible. And I don't do my entire face. I do exactly straight and then to the cheeks, straight down, along the whole jaw. On the neck. Okay. After you're all bronzed up, you want to move on to your blush. So you want to grab the blush of your choice. My blush of my choice will be this beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you want to highlight. So for highlighting, I'm using my Passion Pink e.l.f. Baked Blush. Matter of fact, I'm going to use my Boots number 7 Skin Illuminator so you guys can see this highlight. We're going for a strong highlight, guys. Are you ready? Are you guys ready? I can't get my highlight. Okay. Stuck for some reason. It's like a I can't get my highlight out. I don't know why. Okay, I've never had this problem before with my highlighter, but I can't get it out. Oh, that's why the applicator is kind of jammed. Let me see it now. I don't know why the applicator is jammed. I washed it with hot water, as I always do. All my brushes. But this has happened to me before. So, unexpected error, but it happened. got it, guys. It came up. So this is way too much. So you wanna blend it on your highest points of your cheeks. So I'm illuminating now. And I'm bringing it under my eye because I'm going for a really illuminated look. So if you really want to glow and you're really looking to be really illuminated, you can bring the product right up underneath your eyes, and you will have a really nice highlight. You guys can see that. Absolutely amazing. And then just wash off your applicator with hot water. So I'm looking for a really illuminated look. And this definitely did it. Then I'm gonna set that with my NYX illuminator. So I use my Boots #7 Skin Illuminator in the color peach. I believe it's blushing peach. I don't suggest you use this applicator because it doesn't spread it well. With these liquid very good illuminators, because it's a very good illuminator, you illuminate no matter what. You could have the worst day ever. When I say I was in school and I had the worst day I thought I could possibly have in my life, with this illuminator my makeup was on fleek. They was like, look at your makeup, it is hot. Yeah, thanks to #7. So then I'm gonna set my illuminator with my NYX. Anywhere you put your illuminator, you want to set it with your. If you have a powder illuminator, you can set it with that. So this is how that looks. It's so pretty. Can you guys see these pretty? It looks like the sun. Can you guys see these beautiful shimmer? Oh my gosh, is this not beautiful? So this is my NYX illuminator in the color IBB03 magnetic. So I set it with that, and this is how the illuminator actually looks. Isn't this pretty, guys? So Kiki is still up there. You guys can see. You guys are like, where's Kiki? Still up there. Um, so now you want to grab your blush. I'm going to use this beautiful blush, and it's from BSN, and it's the number 11. It doesn't have an actual name, so it's from BSN. Kind of rubbed off the words a little bit, and it's number 11. It just says blush in the back. So you guys can actually Google, because BSN doesn't actually have its own company, so you can actually just like Google. You can actually like just Google the company, and you'll find all its products. You guys see how beautiful this blush is? Can you guys see this? I immediately look like I'm smiling. You guys see this? It's orange, so it's so pretty. It's not pink. This is my first orange blush I've used in a long time. The last time I used orange blush, I was pregnant with my son. And that was 2006, guys. So that's a long time. See what I mean about my teeth, guys? Colgate toothpaste is the bomb diggity.com. You don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, even though when you first start Colgate, it seems more expensive than your normal toothpaste, because I used to buy a dollar toothpaste, go to 99 cents or any toothpaste, and that worked too. But I realized that anytime that worked too. I can use like any toothpaste, but I prefer Colgate, so I use Colgate because it worked perfectly fine. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it didn't work as well. It worked just fine. My mouth was clean. My teeth were shiny. I happen to be fortunate. I could use really cheap stuff. And my mom asked me what toothpaste I was using. I was like 99-cent toothpaste. She was like, your teeth look so good. I was like, I'm using 99-cent toothpaste, I swear. They thought I was lying. They were like, I'm using some whitening system. But over the years, I've used a lot of whitening systems, so My teeth, my enamel is like stained white. Like it's really whiter than it's supposed to be. So I'm working on getting my teeth back because a lot whiter than it's supposed to be, even my gums and stuff like that. So I'm working on getting it back. And over the last couple of years, I had a lot of sensitivity, gum bleeding because my teeth were so white, and that's like no good. So don't do that, guys. Don't be like me. Stay in school. Don't be no fool. So can you guys see this pretty blush? So now we're gonna move on to our eyelids. Oh, let's move on to our eyebrows. So I'm using this e.l.f. Professional Concealer Brush. And it's really small, fine point. Can you guys see that? It's smaller than the top of my finger. And again, I'm using my NYC Eyebrow Cake Powder in the color ECP02 Dark Brown. So I'm going to grab my wax and I'm going to apply it. Yeah, my best friend. To my eyebrows. Thank you guys to all my supporters out there. Without you guys, this would not be possible. I can't say thank you enough. You guys are like, as you guys know, I don't really interact with my family. So you guys are like a real strong support system for me. You guys are where I go when I have a rough day. You guys are where I go when I have a good day. You guys are where I go when I have bad news. You guys are where I go when I have good news. Almost everything of my life I've put out there for you guys. There's nothing I don't hide from you guys, but you guys are my virtual family, and it would not be possible without you guys. So thank you guys so much. So I'm actually using my light brown color. As I told you guys, I had my apartment since I was 19 years old, and I recently lost custody of my kids in 2013. Um, in 2010, I had cervical cancer and I was treated for that. And I went through all these stuff on my own. When I was giving birth, I was there alone with my child's father, and my children were a result of rape. As I told you guys, both my children are a result of rape. And if it had not been for you guys supporting me so much and me wanting to be able to verbalize and say that these kids were not consensually made, they were a product of rape, I would still be trying to hide something that I can't hide, and it's on the inside. It's me, it's who I am. It's I have these kids behind it. They're mine. They're not going anywhere. So it wasn't for you guys helping me to be able to express myself and verbalize exactly what's going on in my life, because to accept it is one thing, to hear it is one thing, to know that it actually happened is one thing. So all of this is so hard and so difficult. Like it's so super difficult to say that yes, something bad happened to you, you know. And then as I told you guys, my family, like they're so bougie. They're so bougie that it's like, you know, you can't say something like that. Like, you know, all they care about is the image. The image is more important than if something happened to you saying, yeah, it happened to you. So for me, I am so grateful for you guys. I think a lot of people, if we come from Caribbean descent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My great grandfather on my great grandfather on my mom's side is white, so we have white mixed in us, but basically we're my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family is Jamaican. So and then we have Asian in us. We have Asian Jamaicans in us. So I'm now using the dark brown to fill in my eyebrows. So I'm black, white, and Asian because there's no culture for Jamaican. You just say if you're black, you're black. You know, if you're Jamaican, usually you're African American. That would be your because I had a hard time in school as well. You know, they asked me like what my race was, and I really didn't know what to put, and they were laughing at me, and it really hurt my feelings because would you classify Jamaican? You know, it's like growing up, you really all you know is you're Jamaican. Your parents is Jamaican. Even though I was born here, I was told I was Jamaican, and I wasn't Jamaican. I was born here, and so it's so hard finding out exactly what you are to classify yourself as. So I've just finished using the dark brown. I'm gonna set it with the wax now. So that might be something you guys are interested in, like, cause all of this is part of my healing. Actually finding out who I am, where I come from, why I had too high expectations. You know, you want to definitely get to know your culture and know what is acceptable and what's not acceptable of your culture. Um, Ways to do that is to find people that you find similar to your families and stuff like that. Because most of the time, your family won't even have that conversation with you because they find themselves too busy, quote unquote. So you can definitely, check that out. Ask people about that. I don't conceal and neat my eyebrows. I think I do them perfect, so I don't conceal and clean up my eyebrows. As you guys know, I think my eyebrows are on fleek right now, and then my eyebrows are always on fleek. So sorry, guys. I had to build up confidence. Like my family, they used to tear me down, and I was always crying and stuff like that. So my confidence, I built it up. It's like ridiculous, and a lot of people they be like, "I want this confidence. I want to be able to get it," and I'm still learning. Because again, as I told you guys, for me, bad is wearing a mini skirt. Like that is so bad, like so out of the box. I grew up really religious is another thing, and I tend to find that a lot of people that grow up with religion, they think that they're perfect. Everything they do is perfect, and you know, like if they can't do it, you know, it's like sometimes there's some stuff that I can't do, but I could use help. There's some stuff that I've done and has been sabotaged, so it hasn't coming out as great as it could have come out, but it doesn't make me any less of a person. And you guys are gonna see right now. So when I prime my eyelids, this primer I love it. It's so awesome. I'm using my e.l.f. eyelid primer in the color 7501T share. And this is my e.l.f. eyelid primer. And yeah, guys. So for me, it's just been so for me, it's been really hard, like adjusting to living on my own. All this stuff that happened to me before I got my apartment. I told you guys I was raped by my foster father. He was a chef, and my foster mom was a litigation lawyer, and he was like a really high end chef. So he worked like sometimes he went and worked and like one job for him, he'd serve the stars and stuff like that. And one job for him was like a lot of money, and like fly cross seas and stuff like that. And so did she because a lawyer always goes hand in hand with a chef. You know what I mean? Um, so I'm grabbing my NYX Dreamcatchers palette in the color DCP 03 Stormy Skies, and I'm grabbing this same professional concealer brush and applying this white color underneath my brow bone to highlight my brow bone. Not another second, not another day, So he raped me, and I felt like it was my fault for a long time because I didn't do anything about it. Like I literally stood there and froze. You guys have also asked me like, what is it like being raped? So you often feel uncomfortable way before the actual event goes down, especially if it's somebody that you know. You know, all the time when I was around him, conversations, he would just take it out of context. Like I could be talking about, I'm gonna go job hunting, look for a job, and he's like, "Why do you need a job? Can't we give you money and stuff like that?" And it's just really out of context because for a 19-year-old adult woman who has two kids already, you would embrace her to go get a job. You know what I mean? So it was just like stuff like that that was really out of content. And for me, the way how I realized it was out of content was because a lot of my foster families, they didn't want me to work because if they passed this new law that if the foster child is working and making a certain amount of money, they decrease the money that they're paying the foster parent because the foster kid can then provide for themselves as well. So it just is like really out of context, you know what I mean? So like it's like then he would say stuff like my wife is not really home and we can spend this and this amount of time together. And so I remember I had to tell him, I was like, okay, I'm 19 and I've been sexually abused before, so I don't really try to interact with any guys whatsoever. I'm more likely to pull away from guys and go on my own. And the same for women, because I've been sexually, sexually abused. I'm not likely to go and try to make a male friend or something like that. I'm more likely to pull away and feel scared. Even if there is nothing to be scared of, which there's always something to be scared of as a woman with any guy. Because at the end of the day, any guy, it doesn't matter who he is. He has a penis, you have a vagina, and if you put the two together, they were made to go together. So I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, your uncle, you're supposed to feel safe. Any guy in the world, you're always supposed to feel scared around. You know what I mean? So I want all you guys to know that as women, because I have a lot of female viewers, males as well. You don't want to like close yourself up with a male. Um, he could be bisexual, and it wasn't like his wife wasn't having sex with him. I remember because, of course, I know the scent of sex. In the mornings when they used to like the whole hallway and everything used to smell stinky, funky like sex. So I knew they were having sex. So it's not like this man could be like, oh, I raped her because me and my wife wasn't having sex, so we were going through a hard time. That was not the case whatsoever. This man was having sex with his wife every night and every morning. When they opened that room, it was just a stink, funky sex. And of course, I was raised religiously, so the smell of sex is more appalling to me than it is for the average person. The average person smells the smell of sex and go, "Ooh, this smells good." Me, I'm like, I'm ready to puke. I'm really disgusted. You might see me start like turning pink, angry, or something like that. So that's me naturally. So yeah. And then the next thing for me was like I told you guys most of my messages they're religious and they have religious content behind them. I'm always trying to teach you guys something um, from my mistakes, or my mistakes have made me, or no, from life lessons. I don't consider like certain stuff my mistakes. Like me being sexually abused is not my mistake. And then I remember I had on a pair of tights because I just came from doing my jogging at 18, 19, guys. I used to get up and jog early in the morning, 5 o'clock. I leave the house and go and jog a lot and come back, like literally jog. I don't know if that's like 100 miles, probably like 100 miles, because if you guys know the Bronx, I was living in Section 5, which is in the back of Co-op City, and I would literally jog all the way up until 233rd Street, almost 233rd, almost Wakefield, every morning and every night, every afternoon. And then they have a college So I would walk up all of this, jog up all of this on my feet straight every day, every morning, every night. My thing was being fit, and I'm gonna enter into college. I had finally decided I was gonna go to school. I was so scared I wasn't gonna go to school because I had all these negative experiences, and I finally decided I was gonna go to school and get into school. So I was like, I gotta get fit now because I don't want those young girls because they didn't have no kids. Those young girls and that's exactly what I encountered in CUNY. These girls' stomachs are so flat and so sexy and so gorgeous. But my stomach was also flat and sexy and gorgeous. So I didn't feel, I didn't feel insecure because I still don't have a big stomach. That's one thing that I make sure I keep my body in shape so that I never go someplace and feel insecure or feel like, man, I want to be like that person. Even though I still admire people from day to day basis. I don't feel like I'm less than. And when you don't have your body right, you're gonna feel like you're less than, be jealous of that person, wanting what that person has, working your butt off to get what that person has, and that person. And people realize, when you see something that you admire because you tend to marvel. And they take advantage, when you have something, when somebody has something that you want. So I've highlighted under my brow bone already with this light on both sides. Now I'm going to use this brown, which is really close to my complexion, and as my transition color underneath underneath this white. So so yeah, you guys are asking me what it was like being raped. So I was feeling really uncomfortable. I remember one time he had just offered me money, and I was like, "Why are you giving me money? Like, I'm supposed to get my allowance from the foster parent. They said in 2 to 3 weeks." And he was like, "Oh, this is just to, so you can have some money in your pocket." And just like from the very beginning, he was very nice to me. So I was living, there was another foster girl that was living there before me, and she was younger than me. And I think he raped her and the other girl. There's another girl that was older than me by 1 year. I think he raped her and the other girl that was there before me already. So, like, they were always so weird. Like, if he asked to speak to them, and the reason why I say that is because the other girl, she AWOL'd and she left and she didn't want to come back. And then the other girl, anytime his wife talked to her, she felt so angry and so upset. And her response, it wasn't like, how dare you talk to me? You're not my mom. It was more of like, bitch, whore, your fucking man is fucking me and you ain't doing shit about it. And she was only 15. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was only 15. So I definitely, and the next thing was he always used to call her for like private, like he would tell me, oh, like he would knock on the door and she would hear him knock and she would pretend like she was sleeping. And then like he would wait for one of us to come out the room, and like we would literally hide in the bedroom away from him. So like if he was home, we would stay in the bedroom and we wouldn't come out. We would like bring all the food and stuff in the room and like hide and hover. And it was so funny because it was three girls living in a bedroom this size, literally a bunk bed and a pull out, some type of pull out convention bed, and we would make it work. We would party in there. We would turn on music. We would do everything there. We would just make it work because at the end of the day, we were all we had. We all were foster children. None of our parents was taking care of us. We was in somebody else's home, and they were doing whatever they felt like doing to us because we weren't living with our parents. So there was times when they didn't want to buy food. They didn't buy food. So this is just like a couple of this stuff. I think the um And that was what he would do. Like, for instance, I think like when he didn't rape us, he would not go food shopping. But if he raped one of us, he would go food shopping. So this is how he did it. I was in the shower and I locked the bathroom door, and he opened the bathroom door, and I heard somebody fingering with the door to get it open. So I was looking at the door like, and then I didn't hear nothing. And I was like, maybe it's my mind, because over the shower it's really hard to hear if somebody's, but you can hear some sort of, you know what I mean? And then I had music playing in the house as well. So no, that was before. Yeah, that was afterwards. I had music playing as well. And then he was like messing with the door, and I looked at the door and I seen it open. So I had the curtain open because I was looking to see if it was my mind or was somebody really opening the door. So I was looking at the door, and I guess he opened it and then left it open, and he didn't actually open the door. He just like, you know those locks that you could take a flat knife or something and open it? That's what he did. He opened the lock and he left it. He didn't actually open the door. So the noise I was hearing was him opening the lock. And then when I think he either the corner of the door or something, but he opened the lock and he didn't actually open the door. So when I was standing there looking, and I was sitting there fully soapy, just standing there looking, and I just froze. He opened the door, he came in, and I was like, "What are you doing in here?" And something in my mind was screaming, "Call 911, get the hell out of there." But if I call 911, what am I going to say? My foster father opened the bathroom door on me. It could, then maybe he'll do something a lot worse to me. If this man is intending to rape me, maybe he'll kill me. You know what I mean? So I was so very scared, because I was so very scared. So scared. I was just sitting there, and I just froze. Like, I literally just stood there, soap and everything, and just stared at him. I didn't say nothing. Like, I think I started crying. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I felt like I was crying. But when I actually touched, I don't know, I was in the shower, I touched my face, I don't know if I was crying. I felt like I was crying. I felt like when he opened that door, I was crying, but I don't know what I was doing, because all I know is I felt like this is it, it's gonna happen, it's going down. And I just stood there like just nothing, just stood there. Not trying to hide, not trying to nothing, just stood there. I didn't even pull the curtain to cover myself, and I was sitting there full of soap, soap it up. Oh man. And you guys remember when you was younger, 18, 19, 17, 16, bubbles was your thing. You had so much soap on your body. Even with a bar of soap, people don't even know how the heck you got so much soap on your body. But I mean, I used to be soapy. I mean, I would have bubbles coming up like you've never seen nothing like this. But you guys know what I mean. So I was really, really soapy. Like, every part of my body, I was just standing there in soap. And it just made you feel clean when you had all those bubbles and soap on you, even though you're trying to hide from something. That's why you go home and do that. You feel scared. You feel like something, you don't even know what you're scared of. You just feel your stomach feel like you're scared. And so I was like, after he did that a couple of times, I was just so scared. And I started cutting my hands when I was cutting stuff in the kitchen. I would cut my hands, and I didn't know. I felt like I was so careful. So I'm using this white, and I'm using it as a base on my eyelid. And I didn't know how the heck I was cutting my hands, but I was cutting my hands. And the knife wasn't even sharp enough to cut me. But like when I was cooking in the kitchen, I felt scared again, and then I felt like maybe I shouldn't go in the kitchen, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I felt scared, like just sit there, frozen, scared. And like even like when he was like he asked me, he was like, I want to have a conversation with you, and he told his wife to go in the room, and she just left us. So I'm wondering if he used to beat her and rape her too, so that's why she was used to it. Because literally, if a man tells, I mean, I was hot, smoking 19 tits, sitting up here on my chest, body carved out like Halle Berry, short haircut, laid back with perm, straight laid back perm here, okay? Cut up because remember I'm a hairstylist. Cut up, styled, everything, hot. And if your husband tells you, go in the room, I'm gonna talk to her. You wouldn't leave a hot, sexy 19-year-old around your husband just like that, by yourself. And then when I got to the foster home, they were like they were religious and they were going to church, and I said, and he was like, yeah, because I go to church every Sunday with my wife. And I said, okay, so I don't want to go to church because I realized that this was time I would have to be in the car with him and his wife. And at that point in time, I was already so scared of this man. This was before the shower incident. So, like I said, there's things that accumulate that happen that you just know it's going down. You just know. You just know. When you see this person, you about to pee on yourself. Like you just see this person, it's like immediately you feel like you're gonna pee on yourself. You're so scared. You just know. Sometimes I think being that I already had my kids and I was already raped and those kids were already, um, you know, I thank God that I was on birth control because he didn't even use a condom when he raped me. And I told my lawyer, my law guardian, and she told me that I should go to the precinct and get checked out. And she told me I should go and do a rape kit, and I told her I don't want to do that. So she started calling the foster parent to check up on me and see how things were going. So it's like everybody around you knows when something bad is going to happen. At that time, I had and a lawyer and a law guardian because I was in foster care. So the lawyer is the one that goes to court and appears on your behalf and stuff like that. The law guardian also goes to court and appears on your behalf, but the law guardian is usually a licensed social worker, also a licensed lawyer. However, they're working under not as a lawyer, but under that's why they can testify and say stuff like that under oath in the courtroom. But they work with you like for any services you need. For instance, at one time she was trying to get me to do before I got pregnant with my kids, she was my law guardian just that long, like 6, 7 years. She wanted to get me into group rape therapy, and because I was molested from my little brother's father, my mother's boyfriend at the time, which is still her boyfriend now, and she wanted to get me into rape therapy, and I refused because I was like, what is that going to do for me? Right now, I haven't even acknowledged that any of this stuff happened because I was young when it happened, so I really didn't understand what anybody was talking about. I didn't know why everybody was being sympathetic for me. I just didn't understand. I was like, what is wrong with these people? Something's wrong with them, not me. Why the hell are they looking at me with puppy dog face and puppy dog ears? What is wrong with these people? You know what I mean? Because you don't even, as a kid, you don't know what's going on. You don't know when something happens. So I've used this white and I brought it up until right up underneath my transition color. The same white I have underneath my brow bone, guys. I wish you guys could see this. I could see it, but you guys aren't seeing it for some reason. So I might grab my beige cosmetics palette. Oh, matter of fact, I have a beige. The agony of being on my own. So I'm gonna apply this shimmer color in the high points of in the arch of my eyebrow on both sides, and then this peach color in the arch of my eyebrow on both sides. So I just use this shimmer color right here, this top shimmer color, and then I use this peach color. So I was like really scared, and yeah. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to tell because it wasn't like people didn't know. They just didn't care, you know. They knew that guy should not have been around this. So everything that happens there on afterwards, what you have to do is you have to blame the foster parent. You have to blame the agency and all that stuff because why would you put, you know, and it wasn't the first time he did this. So why would you put young helpless girls that's been from foster home to foster home because you bounce them around in so many places with a guy that you guys don't even really do. And the thing is, unless they have a felony, nobody knows. You know what I mean? Unless somebody's reported it or they've gotten caught. For instance, if they're a sexual offender, I don't think that it's across the state. I think like if you're a sexual offender in another state, I don't think that New York has your information. That's I think like if it's like jail or something like that. And a lot of people, you know, they talk about the sexual offender and all this stuff like that, but it really doesn't help. To me, it doesn't help. It's useless because what does that do for you? How do you know as an individual that somebody's a sexual offender? How do I know? Am I going around checking this? You know, like they have this app and all these new things and stuff like that. If that makes you feel more secure, it doesn't make me feel more secure. That would make me feel a lot more scared. If I used that app and found out that I had a sexual offender in my backyard, you know what I mean? Like that would make me feel more scared. And when I say my backyard, like for instance, if there's a sexual offender in my building or something like that, or next door or something like that, that would make me feel worse. That wouldn't make me feel better. I can't speak on everybody else. Some people say make them feel better. For me, that would make me feel worse, and I would be so scared, and I would want to move. But where exactly are you gonna move? There could be somebody that's a sexual offender in the area that the system forgot to upload them or something like that. So, and then there's a whole bunch of sexual offenders that haven't gotten caught. And for me, I've been raped and molested by these sexual offenders that haven't been caught. So for me, that's useless. That that information because again, it's need to know information. So even though they have something where you can register and all this stuff, you really never really know who is who. You really, really never really know. So that's that. So I am. So now, not another second. I need you to make a way. I'm using my e.l.f. makeup lock and seal, and I'm applying some drops to my brush. And then I remember after he did it, he wanted to do it even more and more. Like after he raped me the first time, he wanted like that was like it became like when he seen me because I was still living in the foster home, and I asked my foster parent at the my social worker to move me, and she was like, "What happened?" She was like, "What happened?" And I just stopped talking to her because I know she know that what was gonna happen. And she keep asking me, what happened, what happened, what happened? And I wouldn't tell her, I thought this was a purple, but this is actually a burgundy. And I wouldn't tell her because to me, I think she wanted to hear me say it out my mouth that it happened, but she knew it had happened. So I wouldn't say anything to her, you know. And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of women started feeling bad for me, and a woman just started talking to me out of nowhere. So I know that I now know what it is when something bad happens to you, how when people know the way they react because they start just being extra nice to you and you really don't understand why. But basically, that's what it is when something bad happens to you. So, my first pigment I'm using is called Wine, and it's a burgundy pigment, and I bring it to the inner crease of my eyelid. and 3/4 up. And these people, if you go back and you ask them, she kept telling me I'm sorry. She kept trying to bring me out to lunch and all these things. But sorry couldn't give me back what this guy took from me. After that, it took me so many years to even go outside on my own. I started staying inside more with this guy. And what he would do is, like, if he see me in the kitchen, usually, after he raped me, he would, like, stay away from me. But he started to want to be closer to me. And then this lady's son got kicked out of school. And at the time, I was so happy because I was like, this is karma. This, I was so angry. But I felt like at the time, I was like, this is karma for this lady, her husband is a rapist. I know everything is going wrong with her son. And then I just was angry. And I had to be angry with somebody. I had to be angry with somebody or something. Like, I couldn't even protect my own self from danger. And then I started to question my parenting skills. I was like, you know, these are all the things that I went through because I was like, as a parent, I can't protect myself. How can I protect kids? And I had a major breakdown. I had a major, major breakdown. I wasn't eating at all. And I couldn't come to words of what had happened. I mean, right after I was raped, I literally jumped in the shower and did what almost every girl that is raped do: wash off all the evidence because you don't process that you should go to the precinct and report this person because you have the semen all inside of you and all this stuff. Even though he did not ejaculate inside of me, once a man put his penis inside you, it's very likely that his semen will be, some semen because a lot of males, I want you guys to know that just in case you're raped or you encounter this situation, a lot of males have what you call pre ejaculation, which is where, and then I'm using this other shimmer color just on the outers, which is where the man starts to ejaculate, but it's not. This first ejaculation is usually what will get you pregnant as a woman, but it's not a full on ejaculation. So, this is usually once the man becomes aroused, usually without him even knowing it or sensing it, most of the times it comes up. It comes up, and it's usually like a clear liquid because I end up googling all these stuff. After I went to the GYN, I had went to the GYN because I had a regular checkup planned and all these things, and I told my GYN I was raped and what should I do? And I spoke to a social worker and all these things, but I didn't really tell them by who. I told them my friend was raped. I have a friend, and this is what I want to tell you, like exactly how much I had done. I didn't sit there and just be helpless or something like that. I was so embarrassed and so ashamed. I literally went to the GYN, had been checked and everything, and told my GYN I had a friend that was raped because my GYN said I was ripped and I was torn. He says, you're bleeding, is something wrong? And I sat there and told him no. Literally, I was raped um, like a couple days before. And I told him no. And he said, oh, because you're spotting. And I told him no, this is the extent of it. And he keep insisting on asking me questions. So what I did was I said to him, I said, if you have a friend that has been raped and they bathed and everything, and I gave him the time frame that the guy raped me and everything, but I pretended as if it was a friend of mine. I said, what should they do? I asked all these questions and all these things. And he told me, basically, he explained to me that the odds of that person leaving behind any evidence being left behind after that amount of time. I forgot the time frame he told me of if you're raped that you should respond, you know. But it's like, and then when he was explaining to me everything that's gonna happen, it's like you're gonna be punished for something that you didn't do, you didn't willingly do, you had no control over, because he's telling me like they're gonna go and they're gonna ask everybody around, and I'm like, but if the person is raped, why should you go around and ask everybody around, about this? Why should that be? I'm thinking it should be that person against that person, and that's it. What is this? So that person is like gonna be embarrassed, and I want you guys to know, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I want you to know that if you are raped and something like this happens, you become not a victim but an enemy, because that person, they're gonna go and ask that person's family about them, because and they say they have to disclose to them and let them know why they're asking them these questions. Because I make sure to ask them, I said, okay, um, you tell the family, and while they would be doing all of this, I would still be living in the man's house for him to kill me. You guys understand what I'm saying to you? So being in a non-financially situated situation is the worst thing you could possibly ever have happen to you, because like I just explained to you, this person can do all these things to you, and then it's like he knew he was gonna get away with it. He know that I wasn't gonna go and report it. So that's another thing about being culturally aware, because other people are culturally aware of our culture. So we need to be culturally aware, because these people know what we're gonna do if something happens. I mean, so this is now I'm gonna blend this out with this blue color right here on the top. I don't want any harsh edges. And I told him, you can't rape me anymore. You can't do this anymore. I He started to make me scared. Like everywhere I see him, I was scared of him. And I told him, you have kids. You tell me you have kids that's grown. I have kids. Why don't do this to me? Please don't do this to me. I don't know what I did. I will change my dressing if it's that make you, if it's making you attracted to me or something, because I don't want this. I don't want anything with you. So I changed my dressing, and I started dressing all baggy and biggy, and I was just depressed though. That was really the effect of it. So I used that nice blue color. Now I'm gonna use this nice shimmer color right here. And I'm gonna blend on top of that blue color. So for me, I've been through a lot and I've had to go through it on my own. So I'm just like, you know, a lot of people were like, why don't you start YouTube a long time ago? And I was like, I don't want to out my family. I would actually like to create a relationship with them. And even though YouTube would be for me to be able to express myself and what happened to me, People are always like, so self-absorbed that everything becomes about them. And even when you're not doing anything to hurt them or anything like that, you're doing it solely so that you can build up yourself and move on from anything that's happened to you in life. A lot of people, they're going to be, you know, if I ever had a chance with them, I figured I would lose it coming on YouTube. But at this point in time, I don't care. I need to build up myself in any way I can because I've been through all this crap. So, it's like that's where I'm at. Um, so I'm highlighting underneath my brow bone, but I'm not seeing it. So I'm gonna grab my Fit Me Maybelline Fit Me powder and apply it so you guys can see it. It's very important that you highlight underneath your brow bone. As you can see the difference it makes in your eye look when your brow bone is highlighted. So, as you guys can see, this is the finished eye look. Ooh. So now I'm gonna move on to my eyelashes. I'm grabbing my NYC eyelash curler and I'm curling my eyelashes. And then I'm grabbing my NYC 845 Extreme Black curling mascara and I'm curling. I'm applying my mascara. As I told you guys before, I do it in a circular motion so that I can coat each and every one of my eyelashes. And continuing on that subject, then I'm gonna do the same thing to my bottom eyelashes. Continuing on that subject, you know, and then I blamed myself, and everything I wore after that was big and baggy, and it was because I was raped. I was wearing everything big and baggy, but um, I just felt like I wasn't wearing clothes. I just felt naked. No matter what I had on, I just felt naked. I felt like I didn't have no clothes on. No matter what I put on, even when it was hot outside, I was cold, and I realized so that's all part of the breakdown that you can have once being raped or any type of sexual stuff like that happen. That's all part of the breakdown that you could have. I was feeling cold all the time. All the time I was cold. I was cold all the time. No matter what I did, I couldn't do something to make myself warm. I was always cold. People were like, to the point it was just ridiculous. Anywhere I went, I was like, it's cold. What is wrong with you guys? I was just cold all the time. All the time I was cold. So as you guys realize, I recurled my eyelashes again. Now I'm doing my eyeliner. You want to make sure to go to as close to the base of your eyelashes as possible. If you guys know, if you follow me, you know I only use my eyeliner. I only go 3/4. I don't actually go on. And this is a blue eyeliner, by the way, guys. This is out Midnight, in the color Midnight. It's a really pretty dark blue eyeliner, and I like it because you just do one swipe and you're done. This eyeliner, so I really like it. So there goes that. I applied my eyeliner. Um, Now for lips, since I went bright, I'm gonna continue. Uh, I went bright, so I went bright on my eyes. I'm gonna do a vampy lip. Well, no, I'm going bright on my lips as well. I'm gonna use this purple color, which is 301 lavender tint. That's what I'm using on my lips. So you wanna this is super creamy and buildable. So you wanna keep until it's built up enough. So that's that. You guys see Mr. Pan? See Power Kiki up there? So then I'm grabbing my MAC Prep and Prime translucent powder, and this thing is really expensive. I think they say they have a cheaper translucent powder, which is from Elf. However, I am like so cheap with myself, it's ridiculous. So if you're like me, you buy all these stuff and you pay all these bills, and you don't see where your money goes. Start, start, start. Start investing in yourself by buying, some matte makeup because at the end of the day, our Sephora, that's what I do. I go to Sephora and I buy my makeup from Sephora, and every time, everything you buy in Sephora, you can see, you get points and all these stuff, and you can tell that you spent a certain amount to gain these points. So I apply this in a circular motion, by the way, guys. So you know you had to spend a certain amount to get these points. You can track all of your spending. So you definitely know you spent your money on yourself and what you're spending on. So I definitely would encourage you guys to do that. I'm gonna use my MAC Fix Plus spray. I'm like in the bottom. Can you guys see that? But so I've finished. I set my face. Everything is done. So I hope you guys enjoy this makeup editorial. Um, Let me know in the comments bar below what else you guys would like to see, and I will definitely get that to you guys. So I keep dropping my thing. So I'm gonna show you guys my face. So This is from Nika on my lips, and it's true to color. You see how bright it is? It's true to color, and this is in 301 lavender tint. You can see. So this is the makeup look. This is my right hand side. This is the front of my face. This is the left hand side. So I hope you guys enjoy this makeup editorial. Again, this is Brownie from Manhattan, New York. Um, Even though it's a makeup tutorial, it's just like a vlog. Um, Makeup editorial slash vlog. You guys requested a makeup editorial, but this is a vlog as well. It's about Keep Keep, and that's my newest addition to my family, Keep Keep. So, yeah. So I'm gonna set back the camera so you guys can see Keep Keep. So yeah. So also I wanted to, um, so I want to tell you guys it's not the end of the world. I feel like I've been, it's not the end of the world. If you've been raped, I want to tell you that I've never been in a consensual relationship in my life. All my relationships have been domestic violence, rape, and stuff like that. And I've never really been able to admit that until lately because I want to think that I am the perfect, well rounded person and I can make a good decision to go out there and find a guy that I'm interested in and I want to get down and nasty and all these quote unquote things with and try all these sexual toys and all these things with. But the honest truth about it is that once you've been sexually abused in any type of way, it is not really, it's very slight the chance that you're gonna find somebody that is actually a good person. You are more likely to find somebody that is jacked up and tainted and treat you bad in a lot of ways, more than one, and accept it because you've been sexually molested. Um, sexually abused in any type of way. So, this is my lips, you guys. Let me bring it closer. Let me give you guys closer to the eye look. So, it's a burgundy, and then this color, this was Ricky's MAC pigment. If you guys can see that, it's a dual end. And then I smoked it out with that brown color and shimmer color on top. And my eyebrows. You can see my highlight underneath my eyebrows. And the illuminating on my cheek, you guys see that? It's really bright and really nice. And the blush. You guys see that blush? That blush is on fleek. So, yeah, because I'm not actually going anywhere. I just created that video for you guys, so I'm wiping off the lipstick. And I'm using my baby wipes and wipe off my face makeup. I'm not actually going anywhere. I just want to make that video for you guys. You guys been requesting it, so why not? So, yeah, guys. So, um, I'll tell you guys. A lot of you guys may feel like the world is ending if any of these things have happened to you. I want to let you know that your world is not ending. Your world has just started because that has now made you an even stronger person that you never knew that, if a millionaire or somebody would ask you, what would you do if this had happened to you, you would not know what to say because you would not want it to happen to you. But if it does happen to you, it makes you a stronger person because you're less likely to make certain mistakes that the average woman who hasn't been in any of these scenarios and identify them, even though I feel like every woman has been abused sexually in some type of way. I just believe that because since I've been born till now, I realize that men objectify us. They don't see us as human beings, living, breathing things. They see us as objects. So, and a lot of guys say the same thing about the male species. They feel like women objectify them, and it can be vice versa. I remember growing up, I see a lot of women, um, you know, objectify my brother. So it can be vice versa. But I heavily feel that way about women. And because I'm a woman, I'm definitely gonna talk on that. I told you guys these baby wipes are amazing. Two wipes. Ooh, look at this, guys. Look at all this makeup. Two wipes, all my makeup is off. If I was using like my makeup wipes, I would have used a lot more wipes. Cause to me, this is moist, and the makeup wipes that we buy are usually less moist than these wipes. So this is like really moist. And I like to sanitize my hands and, of course, sanitize my face. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I do this. But it just makes me feel so much more cleaner. Oh, you guys see Keep Keep up there. So I don't know why, but I just do that. And it makes me feel a lot more cleaner when I sanitize my face.